Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Just had a conversation this past weekend about what camera this person I was talking to should buy. They wanted to know, they were looking at Canon DSLRs, and they wanted to know between the Canon 80D and the 7D Mark II, which one should they buy? Now this is a little bit pertinent to the fact that we are waiting on the 7D Mark III, but they were specifically not really interested in waiting for that, but they wanted to know what camera between those two, if they were to buy one today. If you want to buy one right now, Canon 80D or Canon 7D Mark II. Now, this was actually a fairly easy question for me to answer because to me, for me and my needs, the answer is very evident and very easy. It's not even close. To me, the 80D is a better camera and a better value for my shooting needs. Now, I clarify that for my shooting needs. Excuse me, I'm scratching my knee at a mosquito bite. Because your shooting needs may be different. And I pointed this out to the person I was talking to. And one of the differences here was that the person I was talking to is interested in wildlife photography. Specifically, they shoot a lot of birds. And that may be one of the only reasons I might suggest you pick up a 7D Mark II over an 80D. The 80D is a lower price, and it has a lot of specs that I think are better. It's a stronger offering than the 7D Mark II. Namely, you got a newer 24 megapixel sensor in the 80D and an older 20 megapixel sensor in the 7D Mark II. So you're getting 4 more megapixels, newer sensor, better resolution. That right there is pretty much a deal killer on the 7D Mark II. It's an older camera, lower resolution camera. But the 7D Mark II has a fixed LCD. That's a deal killer for me too. The 80D, on the other hand, has a fantastic vari-angle. I use that term, vari-angle. I think it's a Nikon term, but what I mean by that is it pulls out, flips around, and you can flip the LCD around. Like, let me see here. This GX8 has the same type of thing. So you pull it out right to the side, you flip it around. I don't know if the battery's charged in here. If you can see, that doesn't look like it is. But you could see, you could spin this LCD around and you could flip it and close it. So that is a vari-angle LCD. That's what I use the terms. I think it explains it well, meaning it's not a flip up and it's not fixed. It comes out to the side and all the way around. You can use it for vlogging. It's the kind that Casey Neistat uses. My G85 that I'm filming this video with right now has the same style, and the 80D has that same style, and it's a beautiful touch screen as well. It works very well, and it implements very well with the Canon app, which I guess would be the third point there, is because with that vari-angle LCD, you can shoot yourself, you got a touch screen, and it works very well with the app as well, because the 80D does. That's not really tied into the touch screen. So those reasons right there are more than enough for me and my needs to go with the 80D. And then I'm also going to step out on a limb here and say that I think the focus systems are so close in these cameras that in most situations, you're not going to see any difference. Now, the birding situation may be where the 7D Mark II shines, and some of you that have shot both and do birding can speak to this. I don't shoot birds, and I don't shoot, for the most part, I don't shoot sports anymore either. So those may be the two situations where you want what should be, on paper anyways, a better autofocus system in the 7D Mark II. For any other situation, in other words, if you're not shooting birds, fast-moving wildlife, or fast-moving sports, the 80D to me is a no-brainer over the 7D Mark II. It's a better resolution, better featured with the LCD and the app and all that type of thing, at a better price, which makes it a much better value, a much better, I would heartily recommend that camera over the 7D Mark II in almost every situation, with the caveat or the exception perhaps of if you're into birding or wildlife that's fast moving or fast moving sports shooting where you need that supposedly better AF. Now, what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? And which side of the fence are you on? Are you with me that the 80D is more camera for your needs, a better value? Or are you on that side of the fence where you shoot wildlife, birds, maybe sports, and the 7D Mark II is a better suited for you because of the autofocus system? And if you shot both, let me know in the comments below. Do you actually find the 7D Mark II that much better on autofocus? I haven't had the 7D Mark II in simply because it's never interested me. The 80D has always been a better camera for me. The 70D was as well. And the coming 90D is probably going to further that gap. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the 7D Mark III. I do think that if Canon's not entirely asleep at the wheel, we're going to see 4K on there, and it could be a very interesting camera. Although 6D Mark II would probably be more interesting to me. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Are you in more of agreement with me on the 80D being a better value and a better camera? Or do you like the 7D Mark II, and why? Is it because of what I'm saying with the autofocus? And have you shot both? And can you comment to that? Can you give us a little mini user review in the comments? Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I'm just curious, because I had this conversation on the weekend, and I realized it was no-brainer for me. I was very adamant about getting the 80D, although except in this person's situation, possibly because of the better autofocus. So I thought, hey, this is a good conversation to have with you guys. Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.